human impact, the human face of climate change. That was a very powerful video, along with so many others we've seen today. Now I'm going to call up some climate witnesses who epitomize the human impact. Please come up to the stage. Lavanya from India, Koti from South Africa, Lauren from Canada, Linn from Myanmar. It's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year 5 of our colleagues addressed this forum. They spoke of their direct and dramatic experience of climate change. This year we continue the experience of young people, but our witness is of climate change and of what young people are doing about it.
Namaste. I'm Lavanya, 17 years old, from New Delhi, India. I recently arrived from the Indian summer, where the heat waves in North India are killing people yet again, with more people dying every single year. The situation in my country is becoming intensely difficult because of climate change. The decade following the Kyoto Protocol has seen 187,000 farmers commit suicide. Now what could be so horrendous as to 187,000 farmers have to end their lives over? Drought and failing monsoons are becoming so frequent, and this is the result. Adding on to our current problems, it is estimated that by 2050, India would see tens of millions of climate refugees coming into my country from surrounding regions as those regions get submerged in water. Now, my question is, that can we even afford to be in a situation like this with our already exploding population, and especially when we have more mouths to feed than we actually can? I recently finished with my high school and I'm now going to a law school in a place called Bhopal in central India. That city is already known for one disaster, the Bhopal gas tragedy. And the people there are experiencing yet another disaster. Just as silent, but yes, even more deadly. The lakes have dried up, the wells have dried up. The lakes have dried up to such an extent that the children play cricket there every evening. But yes, the fact remains that the rich still manage to get their water supplied from other regions and sources. Water is becoming so precious that the rich have got security guards to safeguard their water tanks. But, it's the poor who suffers the most. The poor people have to walk miles every single day only to get contaminated water. Fights, deaths, murders over water are not new anymore. In fact, just 2 weeks back, a family was stabbed and killed to death over water. Being the leaders of today, you might understand that now we have come to a stage where environment should become a matter of national security. Because if we do not have any resources left, what is there to be really secure about? What I'm seeing today, well, it's often said that if there has to be a third world war, it will be over water. And what I am seeing today might just be the beginning. Who knows, next month it could be 10 people killed. Another next month, 100 people killed. Seeing this stark reality, I realize that it's not living. It's not even survival. Now, when I get up in the morning to brush my teeth, I thank God that there is still some water left in my taps. But yes, again, the question, for how long? The poor farmer in my country does not know why he suffers, but he has hope that he'll see a better future. You are the beacon of hope. I am not saying that you can bring humanity to heaven, but surely, most definitely, you can prevent it from going into hell. Global warming, climate change, lack of water is hell. We are young people. We have a right to survival. We have a right to future. Surely, this is not the future that you would like to give us. It's not like the solutions aren't there. Solutions exist. In my own community, I've been trying to create massive awareness about climate change, getting young people involved, and establishing networks in my city. I wish I could introduce you to the young people who I've been interacting with, the children, the teenagers who are so passionate, so filled with passion, and they want to bring about a revolution. They're already innovating their own solutions, creating the future that we all wish to see. They are saying, yes, we can, yes, we will. Which just reminds me of the fact that recently the government in New Delhi passed a law banning usage of plastic bags. But yes, surprisingly and strange enough, not all stores have switched over to other alternatives. It's mainly the high-profile stores who have switched over to newspaper bags and paper bags. Plastic bags are still everywhere. But yes, 5 of us from the Indian Youth Climate Network have been campaigning and getting stores to switch over from plastic bags to reuse newspaper and cloth bags. Because now we can just see that passing laws and treaties is not the answer to all these problems. What I just wanted to tell you is how committed the youth of today is. We're willing to be leaders not only in 2050, but we are willing to be leaders today. We are the ones implementing the national law in our region. But yes, that was plastic bags, and that was my old home. In my new home in Bhopal, with this water scarcity, we're dealing with lives, real people's lives. Now, we need to mobilize a similar group of young people to create massive awareness about water conservation, adapt better water management solutions, create local solutions, and see that the government enforces its laws. But yes, again, should we just be doing this alone, or should you be joining us? Dhanyavad, thank you.
I'm going to tell you a story about a man. This is his story, and he would like all of you to hear it. It took place during Cyclone Nargis. With his wife and his 2 little children, he had to cling to a coconut tree as the cyclone raged around them. Although he held onto his family member tightly for hours, he simply had no more strength, and he had to let them go one by one. He was tormented by the image of his last family member, his youngest daughter, shouting and yelling at him, "Daddy, Daddy, please don't let go of me." But finally, he had no more strength, and he had to let her go. He lost his all family member in the cyclone. Minglaba, I'm Linn, 19 years old from Myanmar. Cyclone Nargis struck my country on 2nd May 2008. In just the first day, even the most conservative estimates that there were more than 100,000 casualties. This is totally crazy. We have never ever experienced such kind of devastating natural disaster in my country before. The cyclone simply does not belong to our Swar. It shouldn't have hit my country. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why did it happen to my country? At first, it was focused that cyclone was heading to Bangladesh and India. But the lack of mangrove forests, which serve as protection against the cyclone, and drier air, the cyclone changed its route and went into the desert area of Myanmar with its fullest mood. On the night of the cyclone Nargis, I witnessed that so many massive trees are uprooted by the heavy wind. Yangon, the area currently I'm living, is totally in a catastrophic condition. Roads were blocked with massive trees. As a result of it, Yangon summer this year was hotter than usual. Can you imagine walking under the heat up to 40 degrees Celsius with no shades, no trees, and you got dehydrated because of the extreme heat, unable to walk. And currently in Yangon, we're in rainy season, and there's much less rain than before. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what can we do in such kind of situation? What can I do as a youth? I'm currently working on a tree planting project. My aim is to plant around 1,000 trees in Yangon and in area where Nargis cyclone has uprooted so many massive trees.